thought I'd do a little bit of filming while hand walking Milo today. I did want to film in front of the stable because it's currently about to start raining, but there's people at the yard and I'm still a bit awkward about filming things and talking in front of people at the yard. I thought I'd just film while we're doing our second 10-minute walk of the day. So I thought we'd go down the track, which makes it a bit nicer for him rather than walking circles on concrete for 10 minutes because it is just soul-destroyingly boring. Yeah, Milo's been injured. He got a nasty kick from a supposed field mate, and as a result he is lame. The past 2 weeks for me have been awful, if I'm going to be quite honest. On the Tuesday of the week that Milo got kicked, our dog cut his leg open, so we had to rush him to the vets. He had to have 8 stitches and general anaesthetic, so that was one animal down. And then on Thursday when I went up to go and ride Milo, he was on 3 legs, and I was like, this doesn't look good. Okay, let's like see what's wrong, see what's happening. I saw that there was swelling, but it took a tiny bit of digging for me to find like a little cut on his leg. And that little cut was from the toe of a horse's foot, hoof. Yeah, he had suffered a pretty nasty kick. He couldn't really walk. He was okay-ish to rate bear if he had to, but he really didn't want to. So I thought, okay, let's just hope that it's just a bit sore because it's happened recently. Maybe it will be better in, you know, like overnight if I just put him somewhere else where he's not going to get hounded or chased by this horse, because he literally couldn't get away. So I just thought if I put him back out in there, I wouldn't sleep at night, knowing he could be beaten up even more. So thankfully I managed to put him in a tiny little pasture just overnight. So we had grass, he had water, he was away from his friend, well, supposed friend, and I knew he was going to be safe and not get injured anymore. And then on the Friday, my partner very kindly went up to check on Milo for me and chuck over some hay, check his water, give him some breakfast and some bute to help with all the pain that he was feeling. And the video, I'll put it in here, but that video of him just so reluctantly trying to walk and finding it so hard to walk, just said to me, the vet needs to come out today because I don't know if I've got a broken leg on my hands. So thankfully I managed to get the vet booked in on that Friday afternoon. To get Milo in from the field, it required me pulling him on the front and a friend pushing him from behind. He was that unwilling to walk. So I had the vet come out. She took a look at the cut, there was a bit of pus in it, so she had a little bit of a route around, drained some of the pus out, and he got prescribed antibiotics for 5 days and bute for 5 days. He was then also put on 5 days of box rest, or a week of box rest, and then if he didn't come right, if the swelling didn't come down, getting the vet out again. So the swelling, it started in a stifle, like at the top. It was all fluidy, it was really bulbous, it was like handling jelly, essentially. And then his sort of, the muscle around his tibia was just rock solid. That was like touching a brick wall, and it was really hot. So because it wasn't draining, I'm hoping it's going to be calm. You just missed it. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But yeah, he's feeling better, I think. I don't know, he was blooming off full legs just then. So yeah, the vet came out on, what day was it she came out again? Monday. So she came out on Monday and took a look at the swelling, and we decided that we were going to x-ray, and we had the x-rays booked on the Wednesday. On Thursday he came in on 3 legs. On Friday the vet came. Monday we had the vet come again to check the leg, and on Wednesday we had the x-ray. And now The x-ray showed that he didn't have any breaks, which was amazing. I could literally cry when I saw that. Well, I actually did cry. I cried a lot. No breaks, no fractures, no bone chips. He just had a really nasty bone bruise, which was like a breath of fresh air. However, the vet did say that we will then give him 2 more weeks of box rest, and if he doesn't come sound from another 2 weeks of box rest, we will be going down the ultrasound and nerve block route. So we are going to ultrasound in 2 weeks' time and a nerve block if he doesn't come sound. We're hoping I don't have to go down that route. I'm really hoping. So what we're looking for in ultrasound is something called the patellar ligament, and this is the ligament that kind of links the stifle and the quads to the tibia and everything around it, and it passes right on the front of the horse's hind leg where he got kicked. So if he doesn't come sound and he doesn't come right, it could be that that ligament has become damaged. And if that ligament has become damaged, there's really not a lot of information that I personally can find out there for things like prognosis or treatment, or I mean even how to, other than ultrasounding, how to diagnose it and how to help it heal. There's really very minimal out there. A lot of it is sort of, you know, veterinary studies and research papers and things like that, which are just so far above my head. Even though I'm an engineer, I'm not a vet, so I don't understand a lot of it. I don't understand how it all links. I can try my best, but it just ain't gonna work. So I'm hoping that it's not gonna be that. We've got 2 weeks of box rest. I'm hoping he's gonna be all right. I'm hoping he's going to come sound on his own. The vet said that when I first brought him in, he was 4 out of 5 lame. When he saw him on Wednesday, it was 1 out of 5. So I'm hoping with every fibre of my being that he will come sound and that we aren't going down the nerve block route, because he's 5. I really don't want to be nerve blocking a 5-year-old, and even more to the point, I don't want my first horse, who I hoped I was going to event with this season, even if it was going to be just, you know, 70s. He hasn't even had his career start yet. We've done 1 competition, we've done 1. So I really hope that this isn't a career-ending injury before he's even had a chance to kind of show what he can do and what his potential is. So every morning I'm up at 5 in the morning and I get to the yard at about 5:30, and then I get back home to start work for 7 a.m. It's hard, but I'm surviving, I think. Milo's an absolute star of a patient. I mean, he did some acrobatics down the track, but what 5-year-old wouldn't, if I'm quite honest? In the stable, he's a little poppet. He will just stand there. He doesn't really kick his door down. He makes no noise whatsoever. If the lights were off, you wouldn't know there was a horse in that stable. So yeah, that's just a quick update. Bit of a whirlwind one, as I'm trying to walk, keep an eye on him, and not lose the muscle in my arm, because my arm is really painful right now. I'm doing what I can. I've got some arnica gel, which I'm going to start using on him today, just to see if that helps the bruising, helps the sort of bone heal itself, helps the surrounding tissues heal themselves, and just relieves a bit of the pain and the inflammation. So yeah, if anyone knows anything about stifle injuries and horses coming back into work from them, and the sort of rehab involved and the level that the horse comes back to with, like, in terms of competing, please let me know. Any information's good information. I'm trying to research as much as I can into it so I can do the best by him. And also, if anyone knows anything about patellar ligaments or knows of a good resource I can go to find out more about patellar ligament rehab, recovery, repair, please let me know. Obviously, I don't know if that ligament is damaged until I have an ultrasound done. So I'm trying to be 1 step ahead. So I want to research as much as I can, so that if an ultrasound does come back that that ligament is damaged, I'm already 1 step ahead and I kind of know what I need to do from my side of things. I'm not just going to be firstly blindsided by not ultrasound results, and then secondly be in an absolute state of panic of what do I do with my horse, what can he do, is it going to be okay, is it going to come back to ridden work? So yeah, any resources are good. Vlogs are going to be a bit boring. I'm not entirely sure what content I can do in terms of vlogs, while my pony is poorly. Yeah, I hope this kind of clears the air, and if I disappear for a bit, for whatever reason, do please excuse me. I will try and post updates. If you go on Instagram, my Instagram is natbaytv with like underscores in between the words. That gets more regular updates. I post stories, I post reels, I post content, mainly revolving around him. And at the moment it's just all about his recovery and how he's doing. So yeah, I hope you find this all interesting. I've a whole like boot camp into equine hind leg anatomy, so it's really interesting stuff, but it's also quite scary because if it was any higher, he would have been kicked straight in his stifle, and that would have been infinitely worse. So I'm gonna let Monkey finish his walk with a bit of a hand graze, and I will see you guys later. So please stick with me for the ride. It's gonna be a bloomin' emotional one. See you guys later.